Well, me and the Skoda have got a very important job to do this morning, which involves me coming to Chalkwell railway station to pick up 3 people to take them somewhere. I've managed to get here about 10 minutes before the train, so what I'm going to do, we'll just go and poke our nose over the bridge for a while. Now, some of you may think that I like drain pipes too much. Well, I don't particularly like this one, it's a plastic replacement, but look at this hopper. Now, this particular railway station was built in the 1930s, and yeah, that water hopper really did say 1933, that was when it was installed. The station has many features that you will find on London, Midland and Scottish railway stations. Things like the way that the windows are framed with these sort of small bricks. You'll see the same at quite a few stations around the country. So there we are, that's a water hopper. I don't like that water hopper, and I can't see a point for it. Where's it collect water from? Oh well. And at the moment the tide is well and truly out. Now, this part of the estuary is very, very flat. So when the tide goes out, it's a long walk to the water. It's not a walk I recommend because, of course, the estuarine mud will get a hold of you. And there are plenty of people enjoying the beach this time of day, walkers and cyclists and keep fit people and people with dogs. Now, there's a thing about dogs, not everyone loves them. I do, I enjoy the company of dogs. I actually prefer dogs to people, but not everyone does. And around this part of the world, in May through to October, you're not allowed to bring your dogs onto the beach because they obviously drop beer bottle tops, barbecues, drinks cans, don't they? They make a mess, dogs, don't they? Anyway, there's the beach. I guess you could think of this as notes for modelers. The overhead wire that the trains here pick their current up from, which incidentally is 25,000 volts, so you do not want to touch it. 25,000 volts alternating current, it will curl your hair very, very effectively. Oh, there's a train, look at that. But yeah, it's held up with these assorted insulating pots and arms and droppers and such likes. And the catenary wire, which it's sort of suspended from, it has little wires that go from the catenary to what I'm going to refer to as the juice wire. They're known as dropper wires, and the idea is that it keeps everything in the right place for contacting what we call the pantograph. Now, strictly speaking, it isn't a pantograph because it's only got one arm on it, but the early ones had a proper pantograph. There we are, there's a couple of trains. Not the trains that I'm expecting people to get off though. As I was walking back towards the car, I just thought, let's look if that hopper is another 1933 one, and it is. Look at that, it's a big one. It takes all the water off the flat roof, but it hasn't been cleaned out for a while, has it? This is sort of a quick shot for Ken. It's the 7th of April 2018, and if we move in close, there's the blossom starting to open on this little apple tree. Now, I'm in South Essex. What I'm supposed to be doing is getting all the weeds out around the bottom of the tree, but I just thought I'd show that flower. It's, I don't know what sort of apple it is. It's one of those little patio apples that has about a dozen apples on it every year. More than the family whose garden it is ever eat. And for contrast, this is the cherry tree in the same garden. Well, it's a little way off from flowering, unlike the gooseberries. Got to do a little bit of trimming around. And there's a little pear tree that needs rescue from the honeysuckle. It's got some flower in it. It's never yet had a mature edible pear, but you know, maybe this year. What's that on there?